Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. And basically, I just wanted to tell you first before starting the reason why I haven't been uploading that much is because I've been practicing for the SAT. Like, basically, I've been practicing the SAT to go to colleges right now. So I've been working around, and especially on the math section, I haven't done much research on what to do on the English section. So if anyone has any tips, anything I should not do in the English one, um, let me know. Give me a clue, right? I've also been getting into chess more, so that's what the point of this video. Even though I don't plan on chess becoming something that on YouTube frequently, I wanted to show you a quick game. So, by the way, before we do this is my best win actually that I wanted to show you guys. So this is my tag, Dodger Fan 3, if you want to request a match. My Blitz rating is 1,187. My Rapid rating, which is my best one, is 1,349. And my daily rating is 663. I don't play Bullet. It just feels too fast. I really don't know how Grandmasters do it. There must be something behind it because those type of speeds are insane. But back to chess now. So my best win was against R-Man64, which at the time of the game was around 1680, I think. Actually, let me go check the. Okay, let me check. It was 1682. All right, so it was 1682. I was at um I was at around 1334. I was at 1334. And so let me go to the beginning of this game. We start off with a quick opening, the king's pawn. Then he tries to bc4, the variation. Now we go into a quick Italian game. And everything normal here. They both stop the move bg5 and bg4 respectively by playing h3 and h6. Then what I like to do is this move here. Before white retreats their bishop to a2, I usually like to play bishop to e6 as black and bishop to e3 as white, inciting a trade. And if my opponent takes, then my f file is open for the rook. So now for another trade of the knight, he accepts this time, and now I have to move the knight away, otherwise it's going to be a pawn, which can quickly be exploded in favor of white by the move c3, which allows white to gain control of the center. So I move away with the bishop. Now we continue. Now I try to open up the center. The queen moves forward. I attack the queen, so you're forced to respond. Takes back the pawn. I go up with my queen. Now I get attacked for, I guess, the first real time this game. Just move the queen away to deflect that. Now, white tries sacrificing the bishop. Why? Because this G file is extremely weak. It's not properly defended at all. So I refuse to sacrifice, though. I play bishop to a2, and he's like, well, fine, I'll just take on the g pawn anyway. So now I have to take, or I lose the rook. So I do take. My king is now extremely weak here on this side. Meanwhile, white's king is relatively safe. So he takes the pawn. I challenge the rook with r8 to d1, attempting to get a rook trade, and eventually just try to trade down pieces because I have a slight lead in the endgame. So they respond that they will only trade if they get control of the d file by me taking on d1, and rook a takes d1. Now they have the d file. So I take the pawn on c2. So they respond by taking the rook. I bring the rook to d1, to d8. Sorry, with the trade. And then here's where the fun begins. So you see, this bishop was always lined up to f2 all this time, right? The bishop's on c5 for black. Immediately goes to the a7 g1 diagonal, and the f2 pawn is usually the weakest pawn when the king isn't castled. When when the king is castled, it'd be kind of safe because, well, you have the rook protecting it too. But now, of course, I'm attacking it with 2 pieces, so white defends it with 3 pieces, right? The king, the rook, and the queen. Then I bring the rook into the attack, trying to get 3-3. However, I need a 4th piece just to ensure I have enough defenders, because really the king can only defend if it's equal, because it'll result in the king being the last piece to take. So, naturally, white tries to start attack of their own. With check, I just go down to f8. Now their attack is mostly halted, and what they attempt to do is play g3. I see the threat because I was thinking that they go to g7, but I ignored it. I continued playing my strategy, and now I'm up 3 pawns. I'm up 3 points of material, not 3 pawns, because black has black has no. Sorry, I'm just up a bishop. I was about to say I only had 3 pawns. I have 5, and white is 5. I'm up a bishop in this endgame, which was a bishop that was sacrificed, and I took 2 pawns. So here, queen attack. So they do the check that I was expecting. Then I move to e8, another check, and now my king is going to run away all until I think it was e3. So get another check, forced to run away, and white has to keep checking. Otherwise, I'll just go knight or bishop takes f2, and well, you're going to lose a rook if you respond, right? And potential checkmate. So white keeps checking, and my king keeps coming up. Now I'm blocking my own bishop, but they're not enough defending that piece if the queen moves away. So I play a waiting move. Just take the pawn. You just take the pawn. Now, take the pawn on b2. Now check again by the queen. So I'm forced to step down to d6. Then check by the knight. Okay. Now I attack both pieces. And this temporarily stops white, because now they can't check without losing the queen. There is no check to no. Also, you're ignoring the fact that you could just taken the bishop here. Taking the knight here, sorry. Taking the knight here. You could have just taken the knight there. But I'd probably take the knight with my bishop, and it goes into a more balanced-ish endgame. But, okay, check. I stop you from checking me, so you're forced to place a waiting move, which loses the tempo because of the check. And the best move would be probably h1, and I don't have any more checks. I can set up bishop to g3, threatening mate if any check occurs along the back rank. But overall, that also allows white's rook back into the game, and there's nothing I can really do. So right now I'm hanging on to time because my opponent's time at this moment is 1 minute 7 seconds. But I still have the attack right. I'm not going to give up on the attack because of that. So instead they take the rook. So I just want a rook. There, I'm up a rook. Now I take a pawn. Fine. So with a check, of course. So now here in this position, I had already decided that my next move is going to be king to e3, right? Because really, there is no real way to give any more checks. So you have knight to e6, and then I don't hesitate. I do take some time, though. See, it was 20 seconds between that and this, and then 8 seconds. So I took 28 seconds, and there's 2 moves. But by that point, white is actually in the zugzwang here, because the queen, sorry, my notifications, the queen here is defending the h2 square. I probably would have gotten stubborn and played rook to h2, hoping the king went back, but I didn't see that. Now that I see that, I would have played rook check. This comes here, and knight to g3 check. The only legal move is losing the queen. So it's queen and rook against knight in game, where I should win even if my opponent had more time. Now, in this position, actually, this is where the game ends because white does not make a move in 30 seconds and they run out of time. But really, if you move the queen away anywhere from the B8 H2 file, I just have check, goes here, check, moves back, checkmate. Like, really, this mate is unstoppable unless you play to B8, and maybe I wouldn't have found it in the game. But now that I see, I could have won the queen with rook takes G3 after the knight check. So that's kind of it. And 1349 rapid beat a 1600. That was pretty hard. 1682, um, almost 1,700 earlier. Actually, he's now a 1,600, but he was like a 1,700 when we played. I drew against a guy by stalemate because what he showed him here was play check here, and then forced him away this C because if I move to A, this is mate. I would have lost anyway, but instead stalemate because I have no legal squares to move to. And he was 1,700, 1,720 at the time or something like. And well, that wraps up this video. Thank you everyone who watched, and I'll see y'all soon.